Meet Bob. Bob is currently experiencing the worst day of his entire life, and it's about to get significantly worse. Bob is floating in the middle of the Pacific Ocean, but not just anywhere in the Pacific. Bob is at Point Nemo, the Oceanic Pole of Inaccessibility, the single most isolated point on Earth. Bob is 2,688 kilometers from land, in every direction. If he screams right now, the only people who might hear him are astronauts. That's right, the International Space Station passes directly over Point Nemo, and at 408 kilometers up, those astronauts are literally closer to Bob than any other human being on Earth. But they can't hear him. Nobody can. Bob is more alone than any person has ever been. And his survival chance? 0%. Let's find out why.
Bob's first instinct is logical. Swim. Pick a direction. Any direction. Start moving. So let's do some math. The average person can swim about 3 kilometers per hour in calm water. Bob needs to travel 2,688 kilometers to reach land. That's 37 days. Non-stop, no sleep, no food, no fresh water. But here's the problem. Bob isn't swimming in a pool. He's swimming in the South Pacific Gyre. The currents here move at about 0.3 meters per second. They're pulling Bob in circles. For every meter he swims forward, the ocean drags him sideways. He's not going anywhere. After 6 hours, Bob stops. His muscles are screaming. His lips are cracked from salt water. He realizes the horrible truth. Swimming is pointless. Now comes the psychological torture. Point Nemo isn't just far from land, it's far from life. This region is called the dead zone. And there's a scientific reason for that. The South Pacific Gyre rotates so slowly that nutrients never reach the surface. No nutrients means no plankton. No plankton means no fish. No fish means nothing. Bob looks down. There's nothing below him except 4,000 meters of empty water. Then the ocean floor. Then the crushing void. By hour 48, Bob starts hallucinating. The human brain isn't designed for this much nothing. No sounds, no shapes, no reference points, just endless water and endless sky. His mind is eating itself. But Bob's real problems are just beginning. It's now night. The sun has set, and Bob realizes something terrifying. He can't see the water anymore. He can't see his own hands. The ocean and the sky have merged into one black void. But something else is happening, something Bob doesn't know about yet. Every night, across Earth's oceans, something incredible happens. It's called the diel vertical migration. Deep-sea creatures rise from the abyss to hunt in the shallows. Billions of them, the largest migration of life on the planet. And they're coming up right now, directly beneath Bob. First to arrive, the vampire squid. Don't let the name fool you. It doesn't suck blood, but its glowing red eyes and jet-black body make it look like it crawled out of a nightmare. It senses vibrations in the water. Bob feels something brush his foot. The squid circles him once, twice, then vanishes back into the dark. Then comes something worse. The black sea devil anglerfish, a female. She's 3 times the size of the male of her species, and she's very hungry. Bob sees the light. After hours of darkness, his brain screams at him, "Go toward it. It must be rescue. It must be safety." He's swimming directly into her mouth. A school of hatchetfish saves him by accident. The anglerfish strikes at them, and in the chaos, Bob snaps out of his trance. Bob floats there trembling. He doesn't know how close he just came to being swallowed whole. By day 3, Bob's body is shutting down.
No food, no water, severe dehydration. His organs are beginning to fail. He's barely conscious. The hallucinations are constant now. He sees islands, boats, rescue helicopters. None of them are real. But wait, this one is real. Bob reaches out and touches it. It's solid, cold, covered in barnacles and scorch marks. It's not a ship. It's a rocket booster from a Russian satellite. And Bob just stumbled into the largest graveyard on Earth. Welcome to the Spacecraft Cemetery. Since 1971, space agencies have been crashing dead satellites here on purpose. Mir, Progress modules, SpaceX rockets, ESA satellites, all deliberately crashed into Point Nemo. Why here? Because if something goes wrong during re-entry, there's no one around to get hit. No boats, no islands, no people. Except Bob. Bob is here. And then Bob hears something. A sound he hasn't heard in days. Something is falling. It's a deorbiting rocket stage. 20 tons of metal and fuel. And it's coming down fast. When he surfaces, gasping, the water is still boiling from the heat. He's just been bombed by space junk. And the ocean isn't done with him yet.
And then the water goes silent. Bob notices it immediately. The constant sound of lapping water, gone. The distant creaks of debris, gone. It's like the ocean is holding its breath. And then he hears it. In 1997, underwater microphones in the Pacific detected a sound. They called it the Bloop. It was one of the loudest underwater sounds ever recorded. Louder than any known animal. Louder than earthquakes. And it came from Point Nemo. For years, scientists debated what made it. A sea monster? A submarine? Some argued it matched the audio profile of a living creature, something massive. Others said it was just an ice quake, a glacier cracking in Antarctica. Boring, explainable. But Bob doesn't care about the science right now, because something is moving beneath him. Bob kicks his legs up to his chest. His breathing stops. He doesn't move. He doesn't blink. The water pressure changes. Bob feels like he's being pulled downward just slightly by the thing's sheer mass. And then, it's gone. What was it? A colossal squid? An undiscovered whale species? The last living megalodon? Or was it nothing at all? Just Bob's dying brain creating monsters in the deep? We'll never know, because Bob isn't going to tell anyone.
By day 4, Bob stops moving. His body has consumed all of its fat reserves. Then its muscle. His kidneys have shut down from dehydration. His core temperature is dropping. He's entering the final stage of hypothermia. In a different ocean, scavengers would have found him by now. Sharks, seabirds. But here, at Point Nemo, nothing. Even in death, Bob is alone. Point Nemo is the loneliest place on Earth. Not because it's far from land, but because it's far from life itself. It's where the planet goes silent, where human beings become irrelevant, where survival is mathematically impossible. Bob never stood a chance. Oh, right. I forgot to mention. The ISS astronauts? They saw everything. And they called, well, someone? So here's the real question. Where should we drop Bob next? The Mariana Trench? The Sahara Desert? Inside an active volcano? Comment below. Bob's fate is in your hands. And if you survive this video, hit that subscribe button because Bob's going somewhere worse next time.